freedom is a bit of a suspect thing. We can spend our whole lives seeking it, wanting it, desiring it. And in that very action, we become its slaves. This is more true for the kindred that exist in the world of darkness. I would like everyone to keep that thought in mind. But for now, let's dive into Blood on the Bayou. The previous evening, our coterie had attended the newest Elysium location of Prince Madeline, the Toreador Bahari Prince of New Orleans. This night, however, finds them in Bourbon Street, in the French Quarter of New Orleans. Rick's Cabaret had been a staple of the area for over 20 years, as their website will attest, and as the line in Casablanca goes, eventually everybody comes to Rick's. This was the case for a lot of the coterie's time spent living here in Louisiana, until, shall we say, members, quote unquote, of the Sunrise Association, the Second Inquisition-led front of the Society of Leopold, had begun a series of arsons in the city and in other cities, seemingly led by a man by the name of Michael Morrison, our Queen Hamish's sire. Annette Dubois, the Baron of the French Quarter, had found themselves coerced, in a sense, into being captured by said Sunrise Association. After a series of events in Book 1, they and a number of other kindred had been released. However, this had left Annette in torpor. Having only recently emerged from torpor, Annette set about rebuilding part of her small empire here in the city of New Orleans. And it is on this evening, in the newly renovated Rick's Cabaret, that we zoom into a scene with Elijah and Annette Dubois. Elijah, you know that Annette had asked you personally to come earlier than everybody else.
He arrives looking like the utter party boy that he is, shirt open, leather jacket, smelling a mix of like whatever cologne he was wearing and just cigarettes, and just like strolls in to the building, just like, oh, okay, this doesn't look bad, because he has to now judge the interior from what it was.
Annette,
Mm.
how have you redesigned Rick's Cabaret after much of the building, which was 3 stories, had burnt down?
Well, with Rick's Cabaret, I wanted to go a classic modern, kind of like myself. Uh, Basically using uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Blueprints of some old New Orleans architecture to give it that historic feeling. Like, yes, it's burned down. Yes, we're rebuilding, but if you blinked and weren't aware of the fact, you would think that it was just, it was always there. For anyone who doesn't know that it burned down, they would never know that obviously this building is a part of history, and that's what I wanted it to feel like when you walked in. It's like stepping back in time to the old days of like the real cabarets and the vaudeville and the booze and the laughter and the like kind of like a speakeasy, a classic speakeasy. But when I say classic, I mean class. And I'm as Elijah walks in, I'm just gonna kind of look him up and down and go, I see you've dressed for the part.
Darling, I always have to turn up looking the best out of the entire group. I'm sorry. I have to outshine everybody.
And then I'm
Uh,
just gonna uh point to my gown and be like, almost everybody.
I mean, we could debate those shoes.
Annette says nothing and just takes a drag of a cigarette.
Kid, you look amazing, darling. Don't
I
tell
know,
anybody I said that.
I know. I gotta keep up some kind of composure after what happened. Not quite remembering everything is a little unsettling. But as long as I look good and look like I know what's happening, no one's gonna know the difference.
So you really don't remember anything?
Bits and pieces, glimpse here, fragment there, but I couldn't make sense of it if I tried. It'll come to me. What I need to do is focus on something that keeps me distracted. And this is my favorite type of distraction.
It does look very good in here. I am a little disappointed you didn't come to my club opening. My heart is broken now, and I need a stiff drink for this
I was
compensation.
I was busy, and compensation might be in your future regardless. Um
Please
I
tell me
have
it's a strong whiskey and like an unlimited supply of alcohol tonight.
I'm just going to gesture towards the bar and be like,
You are my
as you
favorite
wish.
person. You are my favorite person. I want you to know this.
I do know this, and don't you forget it.
The
So,
bartender nods his head and arranges for a bottle of the best whiskey you have on the shelf to be brought over with 2 glasses.
so you asked me here early. I do hope it wasn't anything involving something bad happening.
I have a proposition for you.
Okay.
Tonight is a very special night. It's not just the reopening of Rick's Cabaret. I wanted you to come here a little early because I wanted to ask you if you would be willing to be suggested for a certain position.
Depends. I'm not being the person at the door. I'm sorry. I'd be turning everybody away.
I'm not making you security here, that's for sure.
Oh, thank heavens.
I don't know who you're going to be letting in and who you're going to be kicking out.
Absolutely everybody.
But I feel like maybe you could have a little bit more control over another area. Say perhaps casinos.
I'm not moving to Shreveport. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Absolutely not happening.
Tonight, I'm going to be suggesting you as the replacement for the Baron of the casino. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
I mean, takes a sip of the whiskey. I sure, but I wasn't expecting. There's a Baron of the casinos? When
Surprise.
did that happen?
That's a great question. Let me look at my notes. All I know is with everything being so uncertain, if we're finding replacement barons, I want one to be someone I can fully trust. And I fully trust you.
You know, I fully trust you too. Which is probably why I should not be keeping as many secrets from you as I do.
That's when I grab my whiskey and go, continue.
You know the fact that the new primogen for Clan Zamitsi's domain is bunked up against yours?
Well, I don't always mind things bumping up to me.
Well, let's just say if you have a dispute with him, I can mollify spirits.
Interesting. You still haven't answered my question.
Of course. You know, I don't care about any of the other barons. Certainly not the one that lived in the swamp. But I'd do anything to make sure you kept your territory.
Well, I like that answer. So is that a yes? Would you be willing for me to put your name in the hat? And by hat, I mean... I don't know. Actually, I'm looking around. Maybe there actually is a hat.
Is there a nice hat? Like, if it's like not a top hat, I'm gonna be disappointed severely.
I'm gonna look around and notice there's gonna be a wall of actual old hats hanging, and it's of famous like vaudevillian as well, and like different type. Yeah, you know, Albert and Costello, and this is it. And there's a bowler up there. I'm gonna grab it, and I'll be like, put down the bowler hat, and I'll be like, your name is officially in.
Excellent.
Annette, what entertainment have you arranged for the mortals and the kindred for this evening?
I've arranged for a live jazz trio, of course. Nothing less, nothing more, nothing less. We have a comedian of sorts, but I'm only giving him about 10 minutes. I don't really find him very funny, but he's popular with the locals, so he'll be doing a set. And I plan on getting up as well with the band and doing a number or two, just to kick things off with some class.
Excellent. And as Elijah and Annette are having their conversation, the band is playing and mortals are enjoying themselves and having a few drinks, we will transition to a different scene. In a rebuilt muscle car, which had lost a door a couple of months ago, we zoom into Camille and Sora on their way to Rick's Cabaret tonight. Sora, Camille had been somewhat silent in a sense in terms of your questions via text last night. She hasn't really told you that much yet, other than an important meeting is happening tonight. And for the first time in a while, you have thoughts playing in your mind of like, when is she gonna tell me? Is she gonna tell me it as the drive is continuing? And you're not far out.
You were muted if you're talking.
Yep, I just saw the notification. So you definitely see Sora, of course, their white curly locks pulled up into the ponytail, and of course their eyeliner like darting around, their eyeliner and their bright brown eyes darting around. It's almost in similar to when the kids have their joyride trip to like a vacation, and they're like, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" But this time it's more like, "Is she going to tell me? Is she going to tell me? Is she going to tell me?" And then as their eyes kind of dart around, they put their hands into their pockets, looking at their purple colored fingernails, and they're like, "So, is it like a major surprise? Are we going back to the forest? I mean, I'm okay with the forest now if that's why we're keeping it a secret."
We'll be back there soon enough, but nah, we're not going to the forest. We're going to a pretty important meeting. And I know you're pretty stoked, but same with the hunting lesson. This one's a little bit of a lesson on patience.
Ooh, oh, that hurts. That hurts. The only time I'm patient is when I'm like drawing on my paper. I mean, like it's easy to do it on a pencil and a pad, but like, it's not my forte. But I would try my best. And you see them like kind of like place their hands underneath their gluteus maximus as they kind of sit on their hands to try to keep themselves patient as they look out the window. And it's just like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. Patience is a virtue. I must channel my inner Martin Lawrence. Woosah. Woosah. Okay, we can do this. No, I can't do this. Wait, can you tell me? Can you tell me what happened? What's happening? Ugh. Okay, I got this. Wait, can you at least tell me where we're going? At least.
Sure, I can tell you where we're going.
Okay.
We're gonna go to Rick's Cabaret.
Oh, isn't that's Annette's place? Is she doing okay?
As far as I know, I might even say better than okay. This is kind of a grand reopening of sorts.
Yeah, last time I saw her was when we helped rescue her from, the that Sunrise place. I haven't got a chance to see her since, so I was kind of curious. Like, hopefully she's doing better and stuff. So
Yep.
wait, grand reopening. Wait, did we take out all the Sunrise people? Because otherwise they're just going to attack her again.
I mean, there's always going to be more Sunrise people to ward off.
She's going to need bodyguards. Not the bodyguards that's from Elijah's club though. They're pretty bad. They just let these two people just walk right through. Like just get right through. They pay all of their money, and they just came right to Elysium. So we gotta make sure if the Nets comes back that they get some better security guards. Otherwise, the Nets gonna be in trouble.
Camille, do me a favor and roll an intelligence and streetwise roll, please.
Intelligence, streetwise.
For the moment, just one blood die.
All right, solid. Three on that one. 3 successes.
Three on that one, 3 successes. So, what you are aware of is that the Sunrise Association has been strangely quiet for a couple of weeks now. The rampant upsurge in the Duskborn that were being created by Michael Morrison and being somehow brainwashed by the Sunrise Association have also seemingly disappeared. Their facility, which is on the way from New Orleans to Shreveport, is still open and functioning, but it seems at this point in time to be acting like just a center for people to come and worship, which, in your experience, in your years, does not bode well.
You know, Sunrise has been a little quiet lately since the whole hullabaloo. I think they're just licking their wounds and getting ready for another push. So you're not wrong on training better guards. They're probably going to resurface soon.
Oh boy. Okay, well, at least we have to keep an eye open for that because I'm pretty sure Annette's going to be a major target. And probably Elijah, too, now that they have their own club. They just had a Elysium there, so they're probably the next target on the hit list. This may not be good. Yeah, I know we have us, you know, and thank you for training me and all, but how many more people do we have for, like, security and keeping people safe?
How many
You
do we
are
have?
aware of the 4 members that are in your coterie, Camille, including Sora honorarily would be 5. And a number of the other Anarchs have their own coterie members and such. The structure in New Orleans has always been very interesting in terms of sect dynamics and politics because of the way that the city operates. The Camarilla has always found it beneficial to actually have an Anarch community. And there have been, for as long as anyone can remember, 3 official barons allowed within the city. And this did not change once Prince Madeline had taken over a year before. So there are a few coteries. The Anarch population is not exceptionally large in Louisiana. Oh, sorry, at least in New Orleans. You have around 4 or so different coteries. So between 8 to 12 people or kindred.
Last I heard, we got about a dozen folks who could, you know, pull their weight in a fight. We got our little coterie, of course, and a couple of other Anarchs that, you know, are always happy to throw hands in defense of their home. Hopefully, before the next push happens, we can get a little bit more organized, be a little bit more ready for it. But we just got to want it more than they do.
And there's a genuine smile on their face for that last statement. It's like, That's right. That's right. Do you mind when we first enter if I just make sure check out the security points? Just for weaknesses because I wanted to do that last time in Elijah's club, but they wouldn't let me. And then next, kapoof, they got a surprise attack. Not really a surprise attack, just these two people who were not friendly came through and caused some problems. And I just wanted to make sure it doesn't happen here.
That's a solid plan and some good instincts. Always
Thank
been
you.
a case to join.
Yes, right. Okay, I thought I was the only one that was feeling that, but no. Okay, cool. Yay! And then they kind of put their hands back underneath their butt. They slide back and forth.
You end up parking the car a few blocks away from the actual club, the cabaret, in order to meet up with some of your colleagues and also to, as you had decided to, case the joint a little bit. You see that they're already arrived on their separate vehicles, one of them on foot. You see the forms of Renee and I have too many screens open at the moment. Apologies. Satori, yes. Renee and Satori, they are at the moment seemingly of similar mindset to what Sora had just brought up, that they are nonchalantly looking at crowds and scanning the vicinity of these things. Would both of you go ahead and make a perception and awareness roll for me? At this point in time, just make it one hunger.
Okay.
All right.
And I can use my height assistance, right?
Indeed.
Sorry, what was that pool again? Perception awareness?
Perception awareness, yes.
This is...
Wits and awareness.
Wits and awareness, yeah.
Apologies, wits and awareness, yes.
It's tough making the switch. We had perception earlier today.
Yes.
Beats winning.
Standardize the systems.
5 successes.
Oh, same.
Oh,
Excellent.
twins. That's awesome.
We're in
Excellent.
sync.
Mm-hmm.
From what you can tell, it seems as if Annette has a few people stationed around the building. They are unobtrusive to regular people, but your eyes are looking for those who might be trained to keep the peace, as it were. You spot by the front door one of Annette's ghouls, by the name of Bastian Landry. He is he's quite tall, quite well built, muscular. He is sort of a bouncer of sorts. You are aware that he had also been one of those that had been kidnapped by the Sunrise Association. Somehow, both himself and Annette were, according to the footage that was seen, they seemed to have willingly entered into a vehicle that took them away. But he is there. And you both also see pulling up in a very lovely rented pink limousine, stepping out, Sakura, Ami, Michaela, and Quinn have just arrived.
Sakura will be the first out of the limo in a neon pink cocktail dress with just a little, not like a big tote, but enough for probably some weapons in her bag.
Michaela comes out just fresh from work at the library, so she has her work backpack on, but she is wearing a red dress, and her glasses. You wouldn't think she was a Toreador, but she is. Hashtag obvious Toreador.
100%, as far as anyone knows, an absolute Toreador.
Quinn gets out of the vehicle, looking around, kind of still confused at the pink color of the limousine. Not something he's really used to. But he's just dressed in kind of a suit that looks like he maybe got it from Goodwill. He does not look. He looks a little out of place in it, but he's making his way with everybody else towards the door.
Are you going to engage with your coterie mates, Sora and Camille?
I mean, it seemed like everybody was heading in, so I figured we would just follow suit.
Yep, Camille's just heading in. I do want to note that based on Camille's particular talents, in addition to kind of checking out the ground level, she would have kept her eyes, up in the buildings, anywhere, any vantage points that she would think someone would try to nab.
Mm-hmm.
With both of you having 5 successes on that, you can be fairly certain that things seem to be copacetic as far as what is on a visible spectrum.
Yeah, Sora will look up and says, "Oh, well, we haven't really count for all the Nosferatu that's probably around, but I guess best we could do."
I mean, that's just part of life. I think I'd be more worried if there weren't any of them around.
Well, that's true. That's true. And they'll look over towards Sakura, Michaela, and Quinn walking inside and says, "Oh, well, I guess we're on the other side of the spectrum. Welcome to the Headaches."
A little nicer than our normal digs.
What?
Place. It's a little nicer than what we're used to.
Oh, you said digs. Okay.
Only did not hear digs.
Yes, it is nicer than our digs. Yes, that is
I mean,
true.
that's
Very
debatable. That's
very.
debatable.
We had ghosts, Sakura.
I mean, nice, well, mostly
No.
nice. Though. Sheila's cool.
Sheila is cool, but she's like just one of them. We had a lot of problems at that house. Anyway, how are you doing, Sora?
They look at you with, a brief smile. And Michaela, you definitely notice they're drastically different in terms of their appearance. They have, again, the black eyeliner around their eyes. Their hair is tied up into curls. You can actually see their forehead. They're wearing Elijah's hoodie that is very nice versus the garbage hoodie that was there before. There's a fishnet tank top underneath it that shows it's like a V-neck that comes down, and they got a pretty good physique going underneath that fishnet. You're not sure if they always had it or maybe training over a period of time. They have some really nice pants and boots, and their fingernails are painted purple. So some will say that they have a bit of a glow up, a diamond in the rough. And now those 4 dots of stunning is definitely starting to show. And then and they turn towards you and they smile and says, "Well, go ahead and do it a bit better. Just making sure things are kind of safe going on in here. You all doing okay?"
We're doing great. You looking you're like fancy. I really like you that. If I didn't know better, I'd say you were a Toreador. Eh?
Oh, I guess.
As a Toreador, I know that you're not. I'm just saying that if I didn't know better,
Yeah, yes, that's usually the impression. A lot of people would think I'm a Toreador, and then when I reveal that I'm Caitiff, then some things kind of change a bit.
Oh man, caitiffs. But I like caitiffs.
Mhm.
You specifically. I don't know any other caitiffs. There's no caitiffs around here. Except
Yes.
You are the only one.
Where's this? You expect there to be more Caitiffs around here, but for some reason
There's
there
no you are the only one in our coterie that is a caitiff.
I'm within an earshot of this conversation.
Yes, indeed, you are.
So I just want to say, you talk an awful lot about being a Toreador. I assume that's exactly what a Toreador is. I hear a lot about it.
Yeah. If you have more questions about it, feel free to ask all the Toreadors in our coterie. Elijah, Sakura, and me probably, but definitely Elijah. Ask Elijah all of the questions. I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
Sakura will look up from her phone and just acknowledge the conversation with, if any of the clans are going to talk about how much of a clan they are, did you expect it to be anything other than the Toreadors?
Exactly. That is a thing. Yes. Toreadors talk about Toreadors all the time. Yes, that is true.
And goes right back to what she was doing on her phone.
There is clear relief in Michaela's face.
Except Elijah does not like questions. That's a bold-faced lie. Where do you get the idea they can ask him a question? He will give you the straight, narrow.
You can ask.
Speaking of Elijah, as you've all begun to make your way inside Rick's Cabaret, you can see that it has been done up very, very nicely, and there is a band on stage, and it is not difficult to spot Elijah as he is talking to Annette. And Elijah, you pick up the tail end of that conversation.
He looks everybody up and down, lingers on Sora and Quinn, and looks at Annette and goes, "Are you sure you don't want me to be the doorbuster?"
I'm gonna look at all of them, and I'm like, and look back at Elijah and be like, not today.
I'm a little disappointed, but okay. Leans back and just downs his whiskey.
This is a special occasion. Everyone will be welcome tonight.
Annette, you notice that Camille has arrived as you were expecting, and entering in with them slowly afterwards, you notice the figure of Renee and oh gosh, I've lost the name again.
Tori.
It's Satori.
My other
you.
Oh, Renee, my sister?
Renee, your sister, yes.
Aha. I'm keeping up.
Yes.
I have lots of notes. I'm like,
Renee walks in and she gives you a bit of what you understand to be rolling eyes, but it's something that somebody that didn't know her as well as you know her would be missed by them. And you hear a voice from behind you, Sakura, and a tap on your shoulder, and you turn to see the very ebony skinned, very made up in a beautiful purple silk nightgown with frilly boas on her shoulders and stuff. A feather boa is what I'm going for. A feather boa on her shoulder and some wonderful high heels, and she is all fangs and smiles and gives you a hug and says, "Oh, girl, you look good. How are you, Sakura?"
Has a reflex, will pop on because she wasn't fully paying attention. So the touch will be like, oh God, and is up.
It is Lolita. You are very aware of Lolita.
Yay.
Lolita, hi, I didn't know you were coming. I didn't know I was coming. Hi, how are you?
I am great. Annette's got the place all up and running again. You did a good job. I am surprised.
Oh God, yes. Were you there yesterday? I'm sorry, I was not fully paying attention yesterday. I was a little distracted.
I had a show and it went very well. Thank you very much. We had a lot of views. I was quite impressed.
Let me know. I'll promote it next time, but I was a little busy yesterday, but I'm glad that your show went well.
Peaches told us everything,
yeah.
And as usual, it is a shit show in New Orleans. So,
and as always, I am right in the middle of it somehow. I don't know how I got here.
These things tend to happen when you're beautiful. Isn't that right, Annette?
Damn right, Lolita. And then I'm gonna go and give her a little peck on the cheek, on each cheek, and look her up and down and be like, at least someone dressed for this occasion.
Are you talking about Elijah? Because, I mean, I look way better than you this evening. I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying I was complimenting Lolita, saying like at least someone like they dressed for the occasion. Is what I was trying. I'm confused.
Toreador is offended.
Oh no, Lolita was talking. Lolita was responding, but looking at Elijah, trying to taunt Elijah.
I understand. Okay, I was just like, no, I wasn't talking to Elijah. I'm done with Elijah. I'm talking to you.
Sakura out loud will say, "The Toreador in the room is offended. I look amazing."
Toreador is offended.
Yeah, but you always look amazing. I'm talking about, everyone should have been to the nines. You've always been a 10, darling.
Thank
Upon
you. You look
hearing
amazing as well.
Upon hearing the words Toreador offended, Michaela goes, "Yes, I am offended too. What are we offended about?"
I said we didn't look as good as everyone else.
I was just teasing you, Elijah. You know that you are one of my favorites.
Sakura's just gonna pout.
I appreciate
I said
that,
one of my favorites, not my favorite.
I'm gonna go bother the bartender again. Walks off.
Y'all are all acting like you're in grade school. Just go ahead and pull each other's pigtails and get it over with. And she takes a drag.
It happened more than you think, actually.
I know, darling.
Who's offended now?
No one. It's okay.
No one? Okay.
The band continues to play, and they have just finished their set, and the comedian that you had arranged for the evening is getting up and getting ready for his allotted 10 minutes.
I'm gonna change that real quick. I'm gonna say it was a comedy magician named Tommy Pickles, who's an actual comedy magician down in New Orleans that I personally know. So, hi, Tommy Pickles. If you're watching, you're on my stage. You better not fuck it up. Am I allowed to say that? Beep.
Yes, you can.
Thank you. Tommy Pickles. It's Tommy Pickles performing at the Rick's Cabaret.
And it is going surprisingly well. People seem to be enjoying themselves and having a good time. Have you arranged in the redesign of Rick's a more private area for Kindred? Okay.
Of course I would. There's a back VIP room. All the humans, or what I should say, muggles, in the room will always be curious on how to get on that VIP list. You can't really buy yourself on it. There's a reason why. So yes, there is a back VIP room decorated to the nines, of course. Nice, beautiful velvet curtains.
Very good. Now that we are all assembled in the one room, we can take care of the housekeeping for this evening, and everyone can make their rouse check just to see how hungry you are for tonight.
Ooh.
So
Ooh,
you
one.
Take one blood die and roll your hunger die.
Elijah is offended but not hungry.
Seconded on offended but not hungry.
Michaela is confused but not hungry. So, yeah.
The only thing I'm hungry for is the spotlight later. Meaning I'm not hungry.
Excellent.
6 or higher?
Yes, indeed. A very auspicious evening indeed. No hunger warnings at all for any of our kindred listeners.
I picked up a snack at Cafe Du Mont on the way. If you know what I mean.
As the evening is progressing, a few more people begin to filter in, some mortals, and you are
Mortals, that's the word I was looking for. I was like, God damn it. Mortals, muggles, humans.
It's the
I
same.
was with you on muggles. I was
Yeah,
with you.
exactly.
Yeah, I was like, those stupid muggles. They have no idea. All right. I'll mute
Some
myself
more-
now.
Some more mortals begin to filter in and are enjoying the show and the renewed atmosphere here in Rick's Cabaret. And you also begin to notice that there are a few more kindred that begin to arrive. There is a man in sort of what shall I call it? A bit of a more like a denim jacket, not really so much leather. And he has his hair done up in sort of, the best way to describe it would be a combination between a mullet and dreadlocks.
We're letting mullets in here now. Excuse me. Elijah, actually, yes, get on the door. I changed my mind. This isn't happening.
Yep.
No mullets allowed. I've been there. We don't want mullets. It's not pretty. In real life, though, I did have a mullet, and I regret that decision. That was I think 2017 Bonnie or 2018 Bonnie, and we'll never go back.
I've always wanted to have a mullet, but you know.
You would think that until you actually do it, and then you have to wait till things grow out, and then you're just like, man, this is taking a lot longer than I expected. It looks really good when you can style it, make it really cool, but like everyday wear, you're just kind of like, well, I just have a giant helmet on my head of hair with like some random. Anyway,
It's a mullet content warning.
Yes. Can we put this in the new warning labels, please?
The man with the mullet hairdo is trying to make his way into the club as it goes. And Elijah, are you attempting to not allow this person?
I'm just kidding. They don't have to be on the door.
And Annette did say that anybody was allowed. So while he is like horrified, he's just like, nope, it's their club. I'm just gonna like focus on this particular thing on the wall. This looks good tonight.
Exactly. There's a wall of hats. Get the man a hat. And we just put a hat over that mullet and it'll be like it never existed. I'm fine with this. Just grab a hat, pick a hat, any hat. You know what? That one, no.
You wound me to my core, Annette. You wound me to my core, and the man gives you a little wink and make a.
Do I know this mullet?
Whitson. Gosh, what am I gonna go for this? I want to say, yeah, we'll do Whitson awareness.
Whitson awareness.
And,
do I know this mullet?
We shall see.
I see. Okay. Okay. Oh, 4 successes.
4 successes. It was in the wink, really, that sort of gave it away. The gentleman, as he is presented here, and the tone of his voice gave it away that this is a man that you know by the name of Lawrence McCree, and he is nothing like what he looks like at this point in time, but you know that he likes to go around wearing different looks almost every day. He is one of the very few Ravnos within the city, and is also an expected member that is meant to arrive tonight.
Lawrence McCree, how appropriate that you chose this night of all nights, the opening of my lovely cabaret, to adorn yourself with such a look. I'm honored, as I kind of give him a little, not like in a mean way, just kind of give him like a little, like, seriously, this is what you chose for tonight. And then just give him a little courteous.
Well, you know, I
heck.
can't be too careful these nights with folks looking around. I thought I would play myself off as somebody that nobody would want to take 2 looks at.
Well, next time if you're going for that look, try rat's tail. That's always worked.
Lolita chirps in with, you know, she has a point.
Thank you,
Well,
Lolita.
can I come in or not? I can change if you need me to change.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Come on in. Come on in. It's the opening of the club, and I did say everyone was welcome, regardless of choices.
Well, all right then. I'm gonna go find me a drink. He stumbles off to the bar.
I'm just gonna randomly grab the bowler that was on the bar that we put Elijah's name in, metaphorically, but not really, and just being like, if you do so decide. And I hand them the bowler. Oh, thank God it's covered. Thank God. I'm just saying.
As Tommy Pickles' set
I forgot Tommy Pickles is before
coming
Maybe
to
Tommy
coming
Pickles
to
has a mullet.
close.
I should Google Tommy Pickles, see what his hair is looking like now. I think he usually has bright red, like cartoon out of like a Gatorade box, red hair. Really fun. He's a fun guy. I mean, not a mushroom, but like an actually fun guy. Anyway.
As his set is coming to a close, some of your other staff members are giving you the go ahead that this is probably the time that you wanted to come and do your own performance.
Oh yes. Excuse myself for a moment, and I'll be like, as soon as I'm done entertaining the masses, I say we adjourn to the VIP room and discuss the matters at hand as I make my way onto the stage with the band.
Excellent.
All right, we have 2 options here that I have decided to do. I can go one direction that's very classy and nice and do something from 1910 that is public domain for your lovely Twitch channel here, or go completely off the rails and do something that is a choice.
I vote for completely off the rails. I choose
the rails.
Chaos.
All right.
Chaos.
So as I get up with the band, and the drummer gives me like a like, that sexy jazz beat there, I go, welcome everyone to the grand opening of Rick's Cabaret, the reopening. I came up here to give you all a warm welcome and to share with you a little something that I've come to realize recently of a new phenomenon that's taken over the world. And I want the lights to dim, and like I'm gonna have like a spotlight right on me, and I go up to the mic and go, I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was, and start sexy singing the Pokemon theme, since this is a new phenomenon that Annette has just found out about in recent episodes. And then she does like the big I wanna catch them all, and the lights change and the horn section comes in, and it's like dun 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 dun, and it's really big and brassy and sexy and beautiful, and then they look out into the crowd and go, I want to catch them all, and then puts a drag of their cigarette and walks off stage. And they'll be back to close the night later, of course.
The crowd goes absolutely wild. I imagine that both Lolita and Michaela have their live feeds, their live streams up.
I think you meant Sakura, but
yes.
the second Pokemon Okay, the recording was on.
And as the amazing performance is continuing, a few more people begin to enter in. Camille, your other two compatriots have also entered in here, and there is actually I'll let everyone go ahead and make another wits and awareness roll for me. This will be while Annette is singing, so your focus is pretty much on.
I have to remember
preserving the
these lyrics.
crowd.
Yeah, these lyrics are very difficult. This is
Yeah.
something very new to me, this song. While y'all are rolling your dice. I would travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon. Let me know when y'all are done. To understand
What if we
the
don't want to?
power that's inside.
This is fantastic. So
Yeah,
We will
four
let you do this
successes-
forever. We will
Four
not be the ones to
successes
stop
for
you.
Camille. And
With the
I'm
crit.
messy crit.
7 with the crit.
7 with a crit and 5 with a messy crit. Oh my
Uh-huh.
goodness.
That's because Annette gave you all bardic inspiration.
Yes.
Indeed, indeed.
Elijah was also 5 with a messy crit.
5
Wait.
with a messy crit.
Gwen
So
is completely unaware.
Quinn is completely unaware.
No messy failures, but definitely one success.
Excellent.
5 normal.
5
successes.
normal. All right.
Yeah.
So Elijah and Sakura, you both are very aware of everything that is happening right now. But the thing that is most, and you are enraptured at this performance, but the thing that is mostly going through both of your minds while you are, Sakura, you are live streaming this, and Elijah, you are live streaming this, is mostly that one of the ministries in the spotlight right now, not one of the Toreadors, and you need to fix this situation by the end of the night somehow. As enraptured as you are, this is how we're playing the messy crit for the both of you.
Valid.
What Michaela and Camille and Sora would notice is that into the cabaret, let's say she is oh gosh, she's honestly slightly below average height, but she is wearing her signature yellow plastic jacket. She has some pink steampunk sunglasses on her head. Her hair is tied into 2 black fun buns. She has these sort of like orange, also plastic looking boots on, very much a 90s raver child look there. And you are aware very much of who this is. This is Jezebel that has come in. And Annette, as you finish your song, you do catch Jezebel. Jezebel is a friend of yours from California. She is also anarch in nature. She is a Tremere, and whenever you need any Tremere shit done, you're usually the one that she's usually the one that you would call. However, you were not expecting her. She
Well, it is a
didn't tell you
grand
she was
reopening.
coming. Indeed.
Interesting.
She didn't tell you that she was coming. She usually lets you know because she likes to talk a lot. And you've had conversations with her on occasion where it's like, sweetheart, we have a time difference and the sun is busy coming up. Can you shut the fuck up? I need to get off the phone. This is the kind of verbal diarrhea exchange that does come out of her mouth sometimes. But you were not expecting her, and that is a surprise to you. And as the wonderful performance given by Annette is concluding, as they are singing their heart out on stage, and
Thank
some of
you.
you have just clocked Jezebel coming in, you actually get a vibration on your phone, Sora.
Oh, Sora would definitely, put their hands into their pockets, pull it out, and see what the message is.
It is a call that is coming in. There is no number on it, but it is the icon of Ultron.
There's a genuine like smirk on the side of their face. Their true cheeks kind of like rise a bit when they realize who it is, and they'll pick it up and be like, "Hello."
Good evening, Master Sora. I trust you're having a good night.
Yes, we're much better than Elysium, that's for sure. This is why I'm an anarch. This just feels so much better. I mean, they are singing Pokemon here on stage. You can't get better than that. You can't get better than that. Top
That
shit.
sounds most delightful indeed, yes. But I did actually call you for a reason, Master Sora. If you remember the message that I had sent you from Master Finn
Oh yes,
regarding his associate.
Rebecca. Yes. And where is she? When is she coming?
Indeed. She is outside at the moment. I believe she is waiting to meet with you in order to come in at the appropriate time.
All right. And her goal was to talk to the anarchs. Is it right if I bring Camille along with me as well, or should I just approach her myself?
That is up to you, Master Sora. If you trust this Camille person, then yes, by all means, you may bring them with.
Oh yes, she's one of the greatest anarchs. So I mean, she would definitely be a good ally. Okay, I will reach out to Camille and let her know that Rebecca is here, and then we'll go meet her.
And Master Finn does send his apologies, but they are dealing with some. I don't want to get into it. I have spoken to him.
Usa, Abraxas, Usa. Martin Lawrence,
Yes.
Bad Boys for Life, Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life, sir. Yes, indeed.
Okay,
very good.
At least I would keep this stress off of your chest so you don't have to worry about this. We got this all under control.
Thank you, sir.
Of course. Be careful.
And then the phone does go dead.
All right, and then they'll head over to where Camille is. They did send the text, I think, before letting them know about Rebecca and fans' request regarding watching Rebecca. So they would head over to Camille and says, "So Rebecca's outside of the club waiting for us. I was just going to head out to go see her. Did you want her to come, or did you want her to stay inside?"
I'll tag along with you.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. And then of course they'll jab their hands in their pockets like they normally do and head outside to where Rebecca is.
Excellent. As you are stepping outside, you can tell that Annette has begun to shepherd the kindred into the VIP area and there. There we go. My mic changed for some reason. They gesture to the area that you would need to go into, and you make your way outside the front of the club, and you do see that standing across the road in a pretty nice evening suit with it's like the suit that you wear with a skirt. There's an actual word for it, but I can't think of it right now. It isn't sort of like a bluish gray color. She has darker skin, and she has her hair done up in lovely braids, and a very affable smile on her face, and she is waiting for you.
So Sora would definitely step forward. Of course, a gentle smile on their face as well. And as they approach, they will extend their hand, purple fingernails and long for a handshake. It says, "Hi, I'm Sora. We were meant to meet one another. Finn told me about you."
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for meeting me this evening. It was unfortunate that Mr. Aegis could not come himself, but I have some important news to give to your community that I think you will all want to hear.
No worries. And from that notion, they're just going to take a quick look around the surroundings, especially if she's supposed to be giving important news, just to make sure that she wasn't followed or somebody is, just to make sure there's no possible red flags or dangerous outputs out in the facility as because we're kind of careful, but we don't have no idea about her. So,
all right.
And last time Michaela got shot in the chest, so I mean. So we want to make sure nobody else gets shot in the chest, when we meet up. So, all right, 1 second. Okay, all right. Those little crits. I love these crits. Another 7 successes with a crit. I'll take it.
Wow, excellent. You are fairly confident that it doesn't seem that anybody is paying undue attention to any of you at this point in time. And Rebecca does hold out her hand to Camille as well. I don't believe we've had the pleasure. I'm Rebecca Stevens.
Not yet, but great to meet you, Camille. And Camille will definitely give a very vigorous handshake.
All right. Well, shall we enter in? Is it time yet? I'm unaware of my timing here, but I was asked to address only your people once you had all assembled.
Yes, they're currently waiting aside. I can bring you to our group where you could be able to deliver your news. But yes, follow this way. We'll make sure you're nicely protected as you come inside.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
And just curious, while we're heading, because I know very little about you. I know a little bit about Finn, but not about you. How did you get the chance to? How did you meet up with Finn? Are you two close friends, allies of the same lineage?
I work at Eden Tech.
That makes sense. Oh, well, you have a close seat with Abraxas. I always tell Abraxas I said hi when you see him.
Yes, he gives me no end of extra work to do, but it is always a pleasure.
Oh, he's just stressed. I mean, it just happens sometimes. Sometimes he's just stressed with all the things he has to do. But give us some time. He'll release you.
I hope so. I'm definitely in need of vacation. Let's just put it that way. Shall we?
Yes. And they'll bring them back inside to where the others are residing.
Excellent. Annette, how does the private room look?
So am I can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Okay. I unmuted, so I want to make sure. The private room is very lush and comfortable, almost like a fancy parlor, but it sits quite a few people, and it has thick like velvet curtains around to kind of help absorb sound to keep it a lot more private. And there's only one entrance to it, except there is a back secret exit, but no one has to know that. In case there's an emergency, never could be too safe. But and then they'll have 2 bodyguard type men guarding the entrance of the VIP curtain. But yeah, it's going to be very very secluded, very nice. You can still hear a little bit of the noise going on outside in the club, but the curtains do a really nice way of dampening the sound, so no one's gonna have to try and speak up over music or anything like that. And everything's very comfortable, like seating, maybe even like a little like a bookcase with some nice, probably no books that people want to read, but just trying to add, like, making it feel almost like homey, lush and homey, with like a little private bar where you can pour yourself not wine.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Not
what I mean?
wine.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not wine.
Definitely hashtag not wine.
Excellent. And the coterie does begin to make their way into the room, as well as the other anarchs that had assembled. There is the two that I'd mentioned previously, and you do notice that Satori comes in, your sister Renee comes in, there is Lawrence McCree that has come in as well, and you actually half expect Lolita to come in, but she doesn't. You very shortly hear her taking up a position on stage because she thought, well, I may as well. And
I mean, I had her scheduled to perform next week, but fine if she wants to do this week.
Sakura shoots her a look of abandonment, of that look of just, oh, you're the worst.
She blows you a kiss and begins to do a fantastic rendition of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend.
Just glaring as she walks in.
That's fine. That's fine. Go ahead. Take your stage. Nothing's going to beat my Pokemon. Take that.
She's not even paying attention. She's
I know.
just going into sing. And everyone is assembled, and slowly Sora and Camille filter in as well. And you are about to begin speaking, Annette, when you hear an unfamiliar voice perk up and speak. And it is actually the woman who has entered with Sora and Camille, Rebecca Stevens. And she puts her hand up and says, "Good evening, everybody. I apologize.
I'm sorry. Who are you again?"
My name is Rebecca Stevens. I have been sent as a representative of the Garou within the city. I just wanted to announce myself, and hopefully I'm not intruding too much on your time this evening.
I'm going to look over at Sora and who else was out there with them?
Camille.
Camille. And just kind of give them an eye, like, do you trust them? Like, why did you bring them in here? Did you ask enough questions? But I'm just going to accept that they obviously did and gesture towards an open seat.
Sora definitely gives them the nod, understanding, because they also a bit confused, but at the same time, they know that this is part of the allegiance with the Garou, so they're just like, we got this.
Rebecca thanks you. Thank you. I do have some things I would like to say, but this is your establishment, and I just wanted to announce myself properly before.
And just to make sure, they're not. Are they a vampire or are they mortal? Are they?
Make a wits and awareness roll. Do you have Auspex?
I don't. Not that I know of.
Make a just general wits and awareness roll.
Okay. Oh crap! I dropped one. Oh, grab another one. Oh, 4 successes.
4 successes. You can tell that Rebecca is breathing. However, whether that means she is mortal or not, you're not sure, because it could be the blush of life, but she is breathing.
As a power play, assuming that they're not one of us and should be here, I'm gonna go to grab a glass and pour some of that lovely thick red liquid from the decanter, and just like as if I'm offering it to them, like with a smug grin, to see if they drink.
Oh, no, thank you. I don't drink blood.
More for us then, as I sit down. Just wanted to make them uncomfortable.
Understood.
Since they're not one of us. Well, I'm just saying they shouldn't be in here. This was one of the rules. My VIP room, it's already open at night and someone's already snuck in. Ugh. This is my inner monologue. Damn it.
Speaking of people that shouldn't be here, quick sense the unseen.
Go ahead and roll it.
Cover all the bases real quick. 3.
Oh.
3.
Elijah's kind of like linked his arm in with Michaela's because he hasn't seen her in a bit.
Michaela's very happily just that.
So there is the distinctive outline of a being within the room. You're not sure whether they are meant to be here or not, but there is an obfuscated person in the room.
Doctor will keep them in her periphery.
They are not Stephen-sized or outline shaped.
Even sized. It's a
Yes.
great thing. But yeah, just not look at them and not address them, but just keep them in my periphery.
So you do hear one of the other people in the room does sort of chime in and looks to both Annette and to Camille, and this is the I don't know why I'm losing her name all the time. It is Satori who is giving both of you a look. The gangrel, and she is Japanese and is around 5'7", light hazel eyes, pretty athletic built, and she kind of looks towards both of you. She is aware of what is supposed to be taking place this evening, and she says, well, are one of you going to start this thing off?
Annette, this is your place.
Well, yes, well, I guess it is. Annette grabs another cigarette and stands. It's like, as you know, we are all here to petition for new barons in different territories. I felt it was a good idea to have us all gather together and come up with a unanimous decision. Sorry. English is my second language. French is my first. We're going to stick with that story.
Indeed.
Bonjour. Yeah. So just as I open up the floor for any suggestions, I'm going to grab the hat off of what's his name's Lawrence McCree's head, and I'm like, anyone that would like to put a name in the hat, metaphorically of course, but I'm putting a little literal hat here in the center just to kind of center the conversation on what's important.
As you remove the hat from Lawrence's head, you see that his visage does change, and he is a slight of build man. It looks like maybe he was in his late 20s or early 20s, but was like a heavy drinker, smoker, and drug user. So he looks like in his late 20s when he was turned. He has sort of like messy brown hair, and but this is his actual face. This is how he actually looks. But he's a bit of a paranoid Ravnos, especially being pretty much the only one that you at least are aware of within New Orleans. And he says, well, I don't really have anything to say. I don't think I am Baron material. I can't even stay in one place long enough. And, darling, your name's not in the hat, dear. I'm just taking the hat off your head. Oh, thank God.
Don't you worry. And I'm just going to give him a reassuring pat. And be like, and thanks for not having the mullet, and putting the hat back in the middle.
I'll put something else back on when I go outside. Don't worry.
You're fine, dear.
Now, yeah, I'm definitely not mean, thank God. And
All right. Well, there's one that, see, we're already coming to a solution. We already have one name not in the hat. Any other suggestions? I have a few that I'd like to make, but I'd like to hear from everyone else first, since hospitality is my middle name, even though it is not literally my middle name.
You see, Rebecca actually raises her hand and
I'll
says,
gesture.
part of the reason why I was asked to come here tonight, actually, by Mr. Finn Aegis, was to reiterate or talk about some of the boundaries and things that we would like to try and establish with this alliance. Mr. Aegis is obviously quite closely aligned with Prince Madeline. However, you are all in the city as well, and you are as valid as anyone else, and Mr. Aegis respects this. Recently, due to circumstances beyond his control, and some of you may or may not be aware of this, but in order to maintain the alliance, unfortunately, one of your barons was, I'm looking for a kind word,
taken out of the equation.
Yes. The man that was known as simply the Baron, in charge of the area of the Bayou Sauvage area, was politically deemed unsuitable by the alliance. Mr. Aegis would not like this to happen to any of your people again, and as such, he has a recommendation.
I'm listening.
There is one among you who has shown great compassion and great kindness and a quite remarkable skill with nature, to be frank. And Mr. Aegis would put forward that he would strongly suggest that your friend Sora be offered that position.
Wait, what?
Seconded.
And I'm just going to point towards the hat, and I was like, well, there's one name. Sora, do you object?
No. Thank you for the vote of confidence.
I will give you a little bit of advice, Mr. Sora, in that Mr. Finn trusts you with this area for various reasons. Please, and this is a personal message from him, please use your opportunity wisely.
I will. Okay. If possible, perhaps in the future we could discuss a bit more about this, just so I could get a further understanding of what previously happened. and make sure those circumstances don't happen again.
I will ask Mr. Aegis to give you a call personally.
Very well. Thank you for this opportunity. And pretty much their confidence is primarily coming from Camille, because they kind of look at Camille a couple of times and they come back and they're like, all right. This should work. Baron. Okay. And kind of leans back into their chair, that pulls their hands inside their pockets, and kind of like mull over the news a bit. And then they look over at Elijah, and then there's like the cheekiest of smiles, like.
And Lawrence does sort of like scratch his head a little bit and pops up. He's like, you know, half those rich bastards out by the golf course didn't even show up tonight. What makes anybody think they're going to respect what we say here?
Respect is something that we have to earn. And I feel like I've earned my respect. And I believe there's someone here that can also earn the respect of that area, which is why I'm about to throw in another name in the hat for the Baron of the Boomtown Casino Hotel area near Stonebridge Golf Club. That is, if you would accept the nomination, Elijah. I'm just gonna glare at Elijah, kind of like, back me up.
Hey, he's like, he's got his whiskey name and goes, of course I'll accept. Why wouldn't I?
All right. Right now we have up for Baronhood, Elijah of the casino area, and of course now Sora of the Bayou Savage National Wildlife Refuge. Is there any other names?
Eyes are darting because she was asked to come here and she didn't know what was happening tonight. And two of her coterie members just got offered 2 different baronies. So she's sitting taking notes and just
Elijah just reaches over and like he's already got his arm linked with Michaela, but then he just reaches down to like take Sakura's hand as well. Just like, no, it's fine.
Michaela is very confused. That's all.
So after Elijah gets nominated, there's like, if they were next to each other, I think Sora would just give like a silent dap, but there's just like a nod of just like, you know. And then they just lean back against the chair. Just chill it. Just chill it.
Are there any other nominees to be thrown in before we all take a vote?
There are a couple of glances and such around the room, and then you hear a voice which comes out of thin air, and it is kind of a little bit gravelly, and it says, I never liked the old bastard anyway. And some of you are a little shocked when this voice comes out of nowhere, except for you, Sakura. None of the coterie members recognize this voice, but Camille, you are aware of Gregory Perkins, who is a Nosferatu anarch.
Annette's gonna try and hide their shock of having someone in there that they were not aware of, and like keeping their composure completely, neutral, and be like, kind of you to join us.
Yeah, this isn't really my scene anyway, but I thought, why not?
Neil will just kind of shoot him one of those "you old son of a gun" smiles.
I don't really care about who takes any of the things here. What I want to know is what are we doing about these motherfuckers that are abducting our people?
Being as one of the abductees very recently, is that what I'm assuming that's I was abducted? Okay, cool. I'm trying to catch up. I'm being as one of these abductees, I'd like to say, let's destroy them. Before we can do anything about this nuisance, we needed to make sure all of our territories were spoken for and protected. That's what this meeting was about first. If we all agree and can take a vote and have new barons take over, then now it's time to really put our heads together and come up with a real plan.
There are a few moments of deliberation, and then your sister, Renee, says, I don't give a shit, just give me something to kill and I'm fine with it. Whatever. Barons, it's fine.
I'm just going to give her a glance like, that's my girl. All right. Any objections, or can we move along to the real issue at hand? I'm just going to glance around the room, seeing if anyone actually is giving any hesitation.
There don't seem to be any objections. Rebecca does raise her hand again.
Yes.
I apologize. I only have one more thing to deliver, and then actually my time is pretty much done for the evening. The people that were delivered to Eden Tech, we are still in the process of trying to revive them and wake them up. I understand that there are some kindred that are in the devices that were recovered by your Mr. Hartsmith, I believe it was. However, we have hit a little bit of a stumbling block in that, well, how do I put this? We believe that those 2 or 3 kindred individuals might actually require some vitae in order for us to safely extract them. The other individuals, we have not found a way to get them out yet safely, but Mr. Aegis is confident that with some of your... Am I saying that right? It is vitae, yes? I'm not up in your lingo, I apologize. If somebody would donate, it would likely be able to get them out of that situation.
How many were there? I can't remember off the top of my head.
6 individuals were retrieved. 2 of them appear to be, as you are, kindred, and there are some of Mr. Aegis's kind, and 2 are unidentified. We are not entirely sure. They do not seem to be human, but they do not seem to be not human.
How much do you think you'd require?
Can you repeat that, Michael? I just didn't hear quite well.
How much do you think we'd require for our kindred brethren that you'd be comfortable with?
I imagine starting with just a bag each should probably be helpful.
A couple bags here.
And I'm just going to put my hand out before, just in case. Before we just openly hand you our blood donations, it might be...
I didn't drink all of it.
Well, okay, I'm correct me if I'm wrong because I'm still with vampires, still learning different things. But isn't it kind of a rule that like when you're part of a clan, yes, you can get different. You have to have the same blood as the clan that you're in, correct? If you take blood from another vampire, is that correct?
Oh, this isn't actually vampire blood. This is just normal blood.
Oh, no, Finn specifically, well, at least this woman asked for kindred blood.
Sure.
It does not have to be from the same clan. Just to wake somebody up if they were in torpor, usually it's somebody of a higher generation that would need to give blood to wake them
Definitely
up.
wouldn't work with my blood.
Definitely not. Wait, higher or lower generation?
Higher. Well, yeah,
lower
generation, but higher up in the food chain.
Mm-hmm.
Understood.
Dang, golf math.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Doesn't know how that works, so that's why.
Before we just hand over our blood, if we're going to be delivering this, I would like to do so in person to make sure that our generous gift is used in the way that you say it would be.
That can be arranged.
I have no objection in a donation if I know that it's actually going to awaken in our kindred. But again, no offense to you, I don't trust you. I'm not just about to hand over something as valuable as my blood.
That is completely understandable. You just met me, and I will arrange for a meeting with Mr. Aegis or some of our colleagues. The location is safe. It is not easily accessible by many of the Eden Tech staff. So, however, it is, as far as things go, a neutral territory for those who have vested interests in those inside these containers that this organization seemed to put together. The technology is bizarre.
Understood. Well, as long as it's understood that we are able to see where exactly our blood donation goes, I feel there's no need to discuss it further. Consider it done, at least on my behalf. I can't speak for the others, but I'm sure you'll find at least one of us among here able to help.
I'll help. I think I'm one of the few who are old enough to be able to assist.
Thank you very much. I will take my leave. I'm sure you have things which don't involve me at all to discuss.
Well,
Master Sora. Oh, sorry, wrong person, not Abraxas. Mr. Sora.
let me walk with you to your car just to make sure you leave. Okay.
That is very kind of you. Thank you.
And as she's walking out, I'll be like, feel free to stop at the bar and get a to-go cup of a drink of your choice. Let the bartender know that I sent you.
You know, I have always loved this place. I'm just so busy these days that I can never come. But thank you. And she does get something on her way out.
Great. Just in case y'all need to know, in New Orleans, you could just get every drink you can into a to-go cup and you can walk it up and down the street and they don't give it's beautiful. They don't give a shit. We have drive-through daiquiri stands in my hometown.
Brilliant. I love it.
Sorry.
Absolutely brilliant.
So that's why you get a to-go cup from the fancy speakeasy cabaret bar.
I love it. Love everything
Sakura
about it.
will send a text to Sora, not wanting to speak up in the middle of the Anarch talk, and just send a quick text to Sora that reads, "Do you trust Finn?"
This would be while Sora is actually walking with Rebecca. They'll take a look at the phone, send a text back and say, yes, yes, I do. They are the one that helped me out to be able to fit in a bit easier.
And then you're get a response back that said, if needed, I'll help.
And they'll send a text back, say, thank you. I'm a bit newly here, so I might not be able to help, but if you're offering, I could definitely take that. I appreciate it. And yeah, so they'll definitely walk with Rebecca, but again, while they're keeping basic talk, again, their primary focus is just keeping an eye out on the horizon, making sure there's nobody, again, a sniper out in the open that wants to put a bullet hole through Rebecca, like we saw with Michaela. So,
Understood.
so
we will keep your excellent roll from earlier because you've been spot on with that. So we're just going to keep your excellent roll from earlier. There don't appear to be any threats here currently. As you come to the car where Rebecca is about to get in, she actually does turn and hands you a cell phone, and it is already on.
Oh, I mean, there's somebody on the phone on the other side. Okay. Oh, hello,
Sora.
Oh, Finn, is that you?
It is, yes.
How is everything? Seems like a lot of stuff has been happening recently.
Yes. I can't say too much about everything because, well, frankly, politics are always politics. And Sora, the reason why we had to take the Baron out is very much to do with, well, shall we say the company that he kept. The majority of us are not very partial to those that would keep or use spirits in any kind of way.
Oh.
So
I understand.
As far as that area goes, if anyone of your kind is wanting to live there under your leadership, make sure that they are good people. Otherwise, politics.
I understand. There's definitely individuals I've came across that has performed questionable means, and it's not really something that I like to associate or affiliate with. However, I appreciate the kind words and saying that it's that I have a compassionate heart. I do take pride in that. But as you know, I'm only one individual, so if we run into issues, I'm gonna need to obtain some help to be able to make sure I could be able to remove individuals who don't fit with that type of idea that you're looking for.
I think that can be easily done and would probably go a long way to establishing more trust between my people and your people. In fact, I would probably recommend it. If there is a case of one of yours that you believe is not acting in line with your morals, let us know and we'll take care of it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And the same for you. If ever there's any concerns or problems on your side, definitely let me know. You've done a lot for me already. I'm always ready to have your back.
If you and your coterie manage to take care of the problem that Madeline suggested, that will already help me out immensely.
Oh, we will. That's going to happen.
Thank you, Sora.
No worries. Everything's safe right now. I just wanted to make sure Rebecca was safe before she heads back. If I could make a small suggestion, maybe give her like a vacation, just like a week or two, just so she could be able to like take a trip.
Believe me, she is getting the biggest raise that anyone has ever seen.
Awesome. Can I tell her or should I keep it a secret?
Keep it a secret. I'm
Okay.
probably gonna hire her a PA as well.
Ooh, you gonna be excited about that?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
All right.
that's good. Good talking to you, Sora.
Good talk to you as well. I'll see you soon.
All right.
And-
the phone goes dead.
And of course, hand the cell phone back to Rebecca. Says, "Well, everything's safe. You should be able to head back, and I think things are going to look nice in the future."
That's good to know. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you officially, Mr. Sora, and good luck on your duties. I'll see you around.
I'll see you soon too. This will be the last time we will see each other. I'm pretty sure we'll see each other again.
Possibly.
And there's a genuine smile as they kind of give a brief nod, jab their hands back into their pockets, and head back into the meeting.
Excellent. As you head back into the meeting, a number of people are trying to discuss some ideas about the Sunrise Association. But for the moment, these concerns are more along the lines of spitballing ideas of where they might have gone or what leads they might have had. So what we'll do is, if any of you have a specific idea you'd like to bring up, I can have you roll for it. Otherwise, we can say that that is something that will happen off screen, and you can continue to enjoy your evening at the cabaret.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would Sacker know what happened to the other casino baron?
Ah. So if you ask, Annette would be able to tell you.
And Sacker will put away her little pink notebook that she's been writing in and approach the baron. Hello, Annette. I have a question.
Yes.
What happened to the other casino baron?
2 words. Sunrise Association.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. And she will pull her little book out again and write that down quick.
But now we have Elijah in place. In fact, while all this was happening, I was going to grab some fresh glasses, and I'm going to pass one to Elijah and one to Sora. And I'll be like, I say, let's have a toast. If we're all in agreement, I believe we just have anointed 2 new barons.
Sora will sniff the blood. Is this animal blood by chance?
I'm going to take
Okay.
the glass back, go back to the bar, pull out another little decanter on the bottom,
Sorry, I just have a very particular taste.
and bring it back. My apologies.
Thank you. Tastes like white shark. I like it.
And then take a look at Elijah and be like, now that you and Nikolai's territories are like 2 peas in a pod, just don't let any lovers' quarrel get in the way of that. Although you
Ooh.
do have quite
Wait, what?
The whole
You,
coteries eyes grow wide open.
What?
Oh, is that not?
Michaela?
What?
Michaela's like,
Elijah, you.
Excuse me.
Wait, was that a
what?
secret?
What?
I am here for this. You said
I'm
it.
sorry.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
sorry. What?
That was an aside. That was an aside, only to Elijah, right? Wait.
If it makes you feel better, it wasn't a secret. We're just too stupid to have noticed.
Oh.
It can be an aside if you would like.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm looking at these notes and I'm like, I'm supposed to know things. No one told me who doesn't know anything else. Well, shoot.
Personally, it's funnier that the entire coterie just finds out here.
So Sora just turned shaking their shark-based blood around to Elijah and says, "Wait, is that why you two moved in together?"
Oh, y'all really are just stupid then. Never mind. I don't feel bad anymore.
Michaela is like, what?
But I was just trying to reach over and take Quinn's notes.
And then Michaela looks at Sakura. Did you know this?
I had no idea, but to be fair, I've got a lot going on right now. I'm not surprised.
Michaela looks at Elijah's like, I'm really, really happy for you. But she is not happy for Elijah. She's sad because now she has no chance at all. Like she never had a chance with Nikolai. We all know this to be true, but now it's like confirmed 100%. So she's like, but she loves Elijah, and it's like, I guess I'm so happy for you.
I'm gonna immediately take the glass of blood black and hand Elijah a whiskey, be like, I'm so sorry. I just assumed that everybody wasn't this dumb.
Darling, can I tell you something? Can you put something stronger in here, something that might border on illegal?
I grabbed the absinthe. I have a very nice bar.
Thank you very much.
How long has this been going on? Is this been the entire time? You just haven't told us, or is this just like a recent?
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, how long have we not noticed this?
Yeah, it's been since after we rescued Ricky, and
it's been like a month.
That was quick.
A
couple. That's worse.
So okay, that makes sense.
I like to stand in the middle of the room. Let's have a toast to our new barons, everyone. Please, let's just move on. Isn't this a wonderful day of celebration? We're just learning so much about each other. Okay,
we'll talk about this later, Elijah. This is not over.
And then has to make the announcement over Camille losing her shit off to the side. Just doubled over.
This is a conversation for later, Elijah. You're not getting out of this.
I have questions.
He's texting. He's making a point. He's got his phone in his hand and he's texting Nikolai.
Oh yeah, Nikolai now.
I think everyone is texting Nikolai. I'm not.
Sakura is texting Elijah, who is standing next to her. What? Wait, tell me more. I need information. What?
I have questions, please.
I feel like I'm still in grade school.
And Annette, you do hear a knock on the door, the private door, and you hear the voice of your ghoul. Gosh, too many windows open. I keep losing names today. Bastian.
That's right. Says, I know no one. It's all good.
Bastian says, Annette, have one of your friends here to see you. The one who talks a lot. Jacket.
Oh yes. And then I'm just gonna look around. I was like, oh dear. I thought all my friends were in here. I guess I missed one. And then I'm gonna walk out.
All right. And you walk out, and Jezebel is there, kind of like impatiently bouncing up and down, as she is wont to do. And she says, like, Annette, I thought you were going to be in there for like ever, and it was just taking so long. Like, I mean, I come all the way from like LA and everything, and it's kind of like, you're in there all the time, and you didn't like invite me in or anything. I thought we were like friends, but
darling, we are friends. In that room right there was a business meeting, boring to the bone. Everyone is just droning on. In fact, you rescued me from that boorish meeting, so thank you so much. So sorry I couldn't let you in there. it was really just all business, no fun. Let's go to the bar. You came all the way from LA, from one LA to the other LA, the OG, right this way. And I'm just gonna take her to the bar.
Yeah, so like about that, it's kind of like a shit show over there right now. And I kind of left because, you know, people were like blowing up and like dying, and it just wasn't, it just really was like messing with my chakras. So I decided to like, I think I'm gonna live here now.
Here, as in the general area of the South, maybe like Florida or Mississippi's lovely this time of year. You get some nice riverfront property. Is that what you're
I was
talking about?
thinking like, you know, like maybe you could like set me up with like a place here in like the French Quarter, just because, you know, it's like at least I know the place. And, you know, I was been meaning to speak to that like, you know, that Nikolai guy because I have some information for him anyway, and he kind of like owes me a favor and he has a few things that he can do for me. But I was thinking like I could take up a place like here, you know, because yeah, I just can't go back to LA right now.
All right. Right here in the French Quarter, you say. Oh, you're going to be so close.
I know,
Great.
it's like we're gonna be like besties. I'll be here like every day.
Oh, that won't be necessary, honey. There's so much to explore and so much to do in this city. You should probably spread your little wings and fly so far and wide all over the state. This Louisiana house. So, have you been to St. Francisville? You should go there. You know what? I can set you up with a reservation at the Myrtles Plantation. We're gonna get you a nice
Mm-hmm.
weekend Airbnb there.
So
Just
like, is
you.
it like, you know, like Dauphine Street's pretty nice, I was thinking, or like, you know, like
What do you
maybe like,
expect to do here, like for a occupation job?
I mean, you know, I'll figure it out or whatever. It's gonna be fine.
Right, right. Oh, and then like under her breath, she just goes like, "Shit." Um, let's put this off to the side for now. We're gonna table this for now, and we're gonna come back to this later, like later, maybe like next week after your amazing weekend at the Myrtles Plantation in St. Francisville. I got some connections there. It'll give you a weekend just to like be alone and really think through your thought process of this big life-changing moment that could be so scary for anyone else, terrifying really. And you know, just giving up on your dreams on the West Coast is a big deal that I want you to really reconsider before making a move this drastic out here to dirty old humid. I mean, look at your hair. Have you seen your hair? How the
Uh,
humidity has, what it has done. My God, woman, we got to get you
mm-hmm.
to a salon. And she takes,
I'm
or
sure
they
there's
take a
like
long drag down the
salons
cigarette.
here or whatever. I think it'll be fine. You know, like basically there are people out there like, I don't know, throwing around like Christian Jutsu or whatever. And, you know, I got
Mm.
like half my hand burnt off and I didn't appreciate that. So I think I'll stay here for a while. But this plantation sounds good for like a weekend or whatever.
Great. I'm going to make some calls. You have your, don't even think about unpacking your bags for a minute because you are going to go away to a fun-filled weekend at the most haunted house in America, the Myrtles Plantation. I should have mentioned that when I told you about it in the first place, but it's beautiful. You're going to love the property. And if, you know, it's not to your liking, I can make some other arrangements. Have you ever been to Natchitoches? Natchitoches, Louisiana. It's way up north, closer to Shreveport, but dear God, it's the quaintest little town. I'm gonna make you reservations for an Airbnb in Natchitoches. It's where they shot the movie Steel Magnolias, which I know you love that movie. Who doesn't love Shirley MacLaine? Let me make some
I
calls.
mean, I do like, but it just sounds like some kind of weird dessert that I don't think I would eat.
Steel Magnolias or Natchitoches?
Natchitoches, I mean, you know, like when I was alive, I'm pretty sure I was gluten sensitive, and it just sounds like like a dessert that just
It
wouldn't
is
work well with me.
Natchitoches is what you'd like to call, they have a little cobbled street in the little downtown area that looks just like New Orleans, to where you won't even know the difference. It's just a lot less crowded. And after coming from LA, I think you need just a lot of peace and quiet with your thoughts on this big decision, this life-changing, terrifying decision of moving across the country with, no real plan and no real, I'm just gonna make some calls. Here I go. Here, you enjoy the bar. Look at
She
this
is sipping
open
on a
bar.
cocktail currently. It's just like, are you gonna like sing or whatever? Because like, I'm here
Yes,
now.
I sang about the Pokemon. It was great. And I plan on singing again as soon as I collect my thoughts and walk away. And I'm just gonna turn and walk away for a little second.
Jezebel has a couple more drinks and is talking somebody else's ear off. The
Does
bartender
Annette
is,
have a cell phone?
of course, yes.
Great. I didn't know if like how tech savvy she was, since Pokemon Go seems to be a little off of her. Okay. I'm gonna make some calls and set up a lovely week getaway, because I think she needs 7 days of away to think. At least
For no
7 to
particular
8
reason.
for no particular, to really think and to really sit in the humidity of Louisiana. St. Francisville is a little too close to New Orleans, so we're gonna go with Natchitoches, and we'll see how well she likes Natchitoches, Louisiana. Steel Magnolias, it's a quaint town. It's great. They have a bus tour.
I'm sure she'll enjoy herself.
Mhm.
Assuming she hasn't got other things to do, she'll enjoy herself.
I think she'll love it. And I'm gonna make those phone calls off to the side. Now I'm in like pure panic attack, or pure panic of like, oh God, she's great in small doses. Like I can take her in small doses. I can't take a full syringe of this every day. Of her.
I can't
Of her.
imagine why.
Sure. Here we go.
And
I'm making some calls.
as for the rest of the assembled group, are you making your way back into the main area of the cabaret?
No. Well, if Elijah starts moving there, that's where Michaela will be. But Michaela's just gonna quietly sit next to Elijah wherever Elijah decides to be.
It's kind of interesting. He might go
she's-
wander around.
So Michaela is confused on whether she's sad that she's not with Elijah, or she's sad that she's not with Nikolai, or she's sad that she's not part of this whole thing. She's very confused at the moment, but she's sad because they're dating and there's no dating happening with her. That is basically her thought process right at the moment. But yeah, she's just gonna sit around next to Elijah and look mopey.
I'm so lonely.
Elijah does. I feel like Elijah would recognize this because normally, like, he knows Michaela very well. He's like, "Come on, come here. We're taking some photos together. You look great. I look great. Yes, this is going on Instagram."
And she smiles whenever the flash happens because that's the Toreador way, but she becomes, indrawn again when it's not camera time.
Sakura recognizes photos being taken and just turns in the background. Not being in the photo, but like being in the background of the photo. Like, excuse you?
Come here, you two. Come here. No, this is Rose photo night. Come on.
I was about to say, how dare you take selfies without me?
Come on, Quinn. You two. Come on. Coterie
That's
photo.
not a Rose.
It's been a while. It's been a while. Sora.
Coterie selfie. Coterie selfie.
It's fine.
Okay.
We'll have Sakura digitize Kolya in later.
I was about to say, I'll Photoshop him in.
I guess they'll take a pose. They'll drop their heads to the side and just like kind of look up with a genuine smile.
Coterie photo.
Coterie photo.
And then from there they're going to head back over to where Camille is and say, Camille, did you always know about this? Was this why you were keeping it a secret?
Maybe. I will say Rebecca beat me to the punch of the nomination, but it worked out.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it's much better that you told me now versus fact we had to deal with Elysium, because that would have been really weird. Like, oh, and talking to Prince Madeline about it. Yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting circumstance. I just used to just draw in my room. I went from hiding in my room with a Bacon of America door to and keeping the coterie out to a baron of a location in 3 months. And they look up and says like, I think this is thanks to you. So thank you. Thank you for helping me through this.
Hey, I just showed you the way. You're the one who did all the work. You're still drawing. Now you're just drawing alliances. It's gonna be a huge pain in the ass. I'm glad I'm not you.
Oh, really? Wait, how hard is it? Oh, okay. Well, fortunately, some people see the nice me like me like Finn. Princess Madeline. I mean, not Princess. Prince Madeline. That's a work in progress. But I think we could get there too. I noticed she doesn't seem to like anarchs as much. I remember her calling us just the anarch boy when I was there. So I think if we're going to bridge gaps, there maybe have to figure out how to bridge that gap too. How would you work that?
You know, I think talk is cheap and actions speak loud. I think if, putting boots to the ground and organizing the anarchs would go a long way to showing Prince Madeline that you're not, we're not just a bunch of rambunctious ne'er-do-wells. We have our shit together.
Okay. I was thinking, maybe, I'm not sure if you consider this too dangerous. I was also thinking about trying to do some digging on where the Sunrise went to. Now that they went underground, I feel like that's where it's most dangerous, because when they are attacked again, it's going to be like a surprise attack. And we should be surprised like last time. So I think I'm going to do some digging there, but I'm not sure.
It's a solid way to go. I'm always around if you need anything.
Thank you. Okay. Ooh, well, man, wow, Layla would never believe this. And I would, what do you think somebody like me was going to be a parent? I wish I could tell folks. Oh, well, maybe one day. We'll see. You gotta tell it. They wish. Well, I mean, it's kind of happy. This is the first that maybe a bear is a Kato, but now that a bear is actually a Slurry, it's just like, oh wow, this is big. There's definitely a genuine smile on their faces. They kind of look down. Where do we got our next travel to the forest? By the way, you said we'll be able to do that trip again.
Yeah, definitely soon. Take a few days to get settled into your new role.
Yes, there's definitely. I hope that role comes from resources. I mean, I'm not sure if Finn thinks somehow I'm rich. I mean, I used to wear a garbage hoodie like for months until Elijah gave me a new one. So if they're expecting my resources to come in to make this place safe, they got another thing coming. So we're gonna have to work out, or maybe like a stipend, or maybe like a monthly allowance that can send to like my Bank of America, something along those lines that can be able to keep the area nice and secure. Because my little $2.50 an hour that I normally make isn't gonna cut it.
And as the conversation continues amongst coterie members and family, you begin to hear that Annette has struck up the band and is beginning to do another set.
It's honestly just to get away from Jezebel, but yes, we're starting to set a little early. Thank you. I didn't say that in the microphone. But doing a classic from 1910 with the band as they strike up the first chord, and I just start going slow. And some of these days you're gonna miss me, honey. Some of these days you're gonna miss me, darling. You're gonna miss my hugging. You're gonna miss my kissing. You may even miss me when I'm gone away. And as it's just gonna drone out as as people start dancing and the smoke kind of dwindles up with the band. You should not get in trouble for that one because it is a 1910 public domain song. Ha ha! Ha ha!
And with the wonderful singing of Annette Dubois and the coterie enjoying and planning and mulling over ideas in their mind of what these new situations may bring to them, we will close out there for this evening.
Look in the mirror, is that what you saw? You act like a diamond, you act like a star. You can't control feelings, the look of the sun will see through the eyes of a human at all. Oh, that's what I told you, that you sold yourself. Clouds are raining, scarecrows ain't scaring, the music's reflecting, nothing at all. Your lips are shaking, your skin is shedding off.